Greetings. For our segment today, we are going to navigate using the Ecdis and we will activate a route later on. So what is a route? A route is made up of a chosen path between 2 points, and it consists of start waypoint and end waypoint and a number of turning waypoints in between. So the segment between waypoint can be either a great circle or a ram line leg. Okay, there are several ways to create a route. You may have it directly on the chart, which called a graphical tool. Okay, so I click on the icon and I will just have to point directly and click on my preferred waypoint. Okay, so that is by graphical means. It may be a alphanumeric method in which you will use a keyboard for that matter. So in this icon, which is a route plan toolbar, okay, there you see it. So if you click on that toolbar, you will be shown a table in which you will input your coordinates, or it may be importing a route from different Ecdis system, or you may select an existing waypoint. So in this case, I will just have to select my waypoint or my route plan, which is stored in the Ecdis. It is by the icon or toolbar load unload. I will click this toolbar and then I will select my intended route plan. My route plan name is Voyage 004 Dover Strait. Now that I have selected this, I will click on the route name and then I will choose localize. Click localize. And as you can see, the route plan with its waypoints is already localized. In terms of navigating within the route plan, you must first activate your route by zeroing in on the route leg, right click, and then choose activate. The name of the route is being displayed here. Activate Voyage 004 Dover Straits. I just have to click on this. What appears first is the settings. Okay. But for my voyage, I will have to activate the route plan. I will close the safety settings and then activate route plan. So this is my route plan table with its elements: the name of the waypoint, latitude, longitude, range, bearing, the leg or the line between waypoints. You have the radius, rate of turn, XTD, which is cross track distance to port or cross track distance to starboard, length or speed over ground, waypoint and time to go, and waypoint ETA. If you can see here, there is a red color in these elements which pertains to a intended waypoint, but you can choose, for example, a prepared waypoint. You just have to right click on the waypoint and then choose activate. And if you can see in the route plan elements, it switches to waypoint number 1 just in case you want to uh, go first to waypoint number 1. Okay, so how do you proceed to that waypoint? You just have to look at the particular bearing, and in this case the bearing is 054, which means that is your course to steer towards that waypoint. Okay, so I will steer the vessel towards 0. Now it changes to 061. I will make use of automatic steering. So much so, the vessel will steer. You can see it slowly. That is turning towards waypoint number 1. Now, as soon as the vessel reaches waypoint number 1, the active waypoint will automatically switch to waypoint number 2. Okay. So you may either choose an automatic waypoint to be activated, or you may manually choose a particular waypoint to be activated. And now we can see na our own vessel is heading towards our active waypoint. Okay, as soon as it reaches the active waypoint, your active waypoint will now switch to the next waypoint, which is waypoint number 2. You can also enable a track recording. Right click on the ship, enable track recording, so that we can see the history of our track. If it is not practicable to proceed to waypoint 1, as I've said, you may choose to activate waypoint number 2, which is at the top. Right click and then activate waypoint. So there. So now the active waypoints number 2, and in the route plan table, the waypoint 2 elements now switches to number 2, and the bearing is now 07, which means you may now have to steer a course of 027 to be able to proceed with that waypoint. And we can now see the track recording of your ship because I have enabled it a while ago. Okay, in the manner of enabling it, right click and then choose enable. If you want to stop the track recording, you have to choose disable track recording. And right now the vessel is steering towards waypoint number 2, which I activated manually. That ends our segment for navigation using Ecdis. Thank you again for listening.